Hello! Welcome back to my channel, Callie's Kingdom, and today is an exciting video because I am going to go through all of the books on my physical TBR. So, although it will be exciting, it will also be a little bit eye-opening to see how many books that I have that I haven't read yet, and especially because by the time I'm posting this, in under a month, but for me, it is a month and a day. In a month and a day, I go to college, and that is crazy, and I'm going out of state, so I'm staying on campus, and I need to bring some books with me, but I probably can't bring all of them on my physical TBR, and there's probably a library there too. But I want to basically see all the books that I have, probably read some on my physical TBR, but make like a rough list of which books I want to bring to college with me, you know? So yeah, let's get into it. First, I'm going to start with a book I literally got 2 days ago because it was in a little free library when I was driving to this place that I was going to hike with my friends, and it's called The Wish, and it is a romance of some sort, but it was free, and although romance is not my favorite category, I'm excited to read this and see if a book that I got for free from a little library is going to be good. But I don't know if I'd put this as much of a priority as like bringing it to college with me, so I'll like make little piles. I love being organized. And if you want to hear a funny story about how I found this little library, this random book, go to the end of my last vlog because I'm tempted to talk about it here. Oh, and the last one's the 12-hour challenge. But that would just go off on another tangent, and I have so many books to get to. I should have started with the one I'm reading now, which is The Grace Year, and I just started it. And of course I'll be done with this before college, but this is also my physical TBR, and it is in the process of being read, so yeah. And then we have a book that I got from Goodwill, and it's Where the Crawdads Sing. My best friend actually got this book too, so maybe we'll have to do like a little buddy reading with this and read it. But, so I might bring this to college. I'll put this in like a maybe pile. And yeah. And then I'm just not doing these in any random order, just books that I have lying around. This book is pretty interesting, but like I haven't heard anything about it, and it's called When. And I got this at the Friends of the Library book sale when they were having a bunch of books set out in front of the library for cheap. And yeah, apparently this is about a girl who can like see the numbers, like the date when people die over their heads. And it actually sounds really intriguing, but I haven't put this on a priority because I haven't heard anyone talking about this. And I'm scared like that it won't be good because I haven't heard anyone talking about this. But it actually sounds pretty intriguing. So I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. And we'll get to that sometime. Okay, now let me go up here. This is another book I got from my library book sale. Apparently when books aren't checked out for 3 years, they put them in there. So this had all of the library, like, plastic and everything on there. And I carefully took it all off. And now it's basically back to, like, a normal book. Oh yeah, pro tip. If you ever have a sticker on a book, which is what happened, like, there were sticky parts when I had to, like, take this off and take the barcode off and everything, use rubbing alcohol in a cotton ball. You can, like, scrub it off, and then it works just fine. But yeah. So I've heard the only thing when I was taking it off is it ripped a little bit there, but other than that, and I think I got this for $3, yeah. I heard this was like a heist story, and it's been compared to Six of Crows, but the only booktuber that I know who read it said that it kind of disappointed her with the characters, and they didn't really focus as much on the characters than on the plot, but it sounds like a fun time, like a fantasy heist story. Sign me up. So I'll put this in a maybe as well. I'm going to have a lot of maybes. There's so many books I want to read. Okay, and then next I have one that I got from Barnes & Noble, and it's called Defy the Night, and it sounds really good. It is about a girl who basically, she's like the Robin Hood. She steals like vials of like this healing potion from the castle because they don't have that many, and she basically gives the cure to like this disease to people, but then there's also like a prince involved, and like he's the one she's basically stealing from. So it says a daring outlaw, a desperate prince, a dangerous flirtation. So it's like a fantasy romance almost, but I don't think it's young adult fantasy romance, but I don't know if it centers as much on the romance. So these are the type of stories that I like with the romance in it. So yeah, I'm excited for this book. So this goes in the maybe. Of course, all these books in the maybe I could always read beforehand. and then I wouldn't bring. So, yeah. I might read that one beforehand. And then we have Sorcery of Thorns. I got this at Goodwill for $2, and I have heard that there's a magic library involved, and really, that's all you need to know. That's all I need to know. And a booktuber that I like, Carrie Can Read, says she absolutely loves this book so much. And it's a standalone. So, guess what? There's no, like, going into it, getting into a series, so, yeah. And this was in good condition, too, for $2. There's just, like, little bits of, like, you can tell that it was read before, but it's not, it's, like, kept in good condition. So, that is also a maybe. But I also might read that beforehand, because Magic Library. And then I have The Crimson Crown. This is the 4th book in the Seven Realms series. I really got into that series, like, last year. I read the first book before years ago when a friend who I'm not friends with anymore, anyway, gave it to me for Secret Santa that my best friend, like, created the Secret Santa, so thanks to you. Not thanks to the person I'm not friends with. Even though, oh, my battery's running out. Oh, I thought it stopped filming. Okay. Even though that person got it for me, it's all thanks to the friend that I'm still friends with. But anyway, I reread that first book and read the second and third book last year, and I got the 4th book off of Amazon, expecting to read it after the 3rd book. But then since it was so much time in that series, and it's like a high fantasy world, and it was a good series. It is a good series. I think I rated them like 4.5 stars for like most of the books. And I really wanted to read the next one, but I was just kind of experiencing more of a fantasy burnout, and I wanted to go into mystery for a little bit. But then I just never went back to pick up this book, because my plan was to read like a mystery or thriller and then go right back to this world, but I didn't do that. So before I read this, I'm definitely going to have to remind myself what happened in the 3rd book. I remember, like, bits and pieces, but not that much. But in case I'm in a fantasy mood, this is a really long book. I just am realizing that. But, yeah, it's over 500 pages. Yeah, one video when I said I didn't have any 500 pages books, I was totally lying. But I will put that in the maybe, because I do want to finish that series. And maybe I'll do a book where I'm, like, finishing series that I'm in the middle of. Because I'm in the middle of a lot of series. But anyway, that's all for the top part. So moving on down here, I have my other 500-page book, Rule of Wolves, and, well, over 500 pages. And this is the sequel to the King of Scars, which kind of follow different characters from the Grishaverse and, like, Shadow and Bone, like, Six of Crows, all that. But it didn't, like, wow me as much as those books did, so I never got around to this book. But I just want to show you how pretty this is. Like, stunning. It's so pretty. And, like, the swirls, I'm sorry, this is just, it looks like a storybook. Like, if you have it like this, it looks like one of those old, like, storybooks fairy tales, you know? So pretty. Okay, but I might bring it, but I'm probably not as much going to, because it's so big and heavy, and, like, I can't put them all in maybe, but this kind of is a maybe. But, like, I didn't plan this out beforehand, as you can see, so I'll probably put that in no, because it is so big, even though it's beautiful. And the first book in that, like, I didn't love as much, but I feel like it will all come together in the second book, you know? Yeah, I'm not going to bring that. If I want to read it soon, I'll try to read it beforehand, even though I think for college, like, a month. Okay. Next is These Violent Delights, which I also got at the Friends of the Library bookstore for $3, and it is in perfect condition. Go to your used bookstores, people. But this is like a Romeo and Juliet retelling in Shanghai with, in the 1920s with fantasy aspects. And I don't know, that just sounds so good to me. Oh my gosh. So, you know, like, Love Story by Taylor Swift, like that song? Well, guess what? There's this version of it, like, Love Story in minor key, that I've been obsessed with. It's by someone named, like, Lydia the Bard, and she recently just came out with it, but it's so creepy and haunting, and it, like, So good. So go and check that out. But anyway, I think this is going to be a maybe. Even though it is another heavy hardcover, you can kind of see how much heavier this one is than that one. Like, this is a whole brick. My friend used to call, this one girl who I'm like sort of friends with, used to call her books like bricks and everything. So I guess that's rubbed off on me. But anyway, that goes in the maybe. And then I have For Found Dead. I also got this from Barnes & Noble. It looks like a fast, young adult thriller. And it is also by an author that I read a different book by her, Five Total Strangers. And I liked that book. I think I gave it a 4-star. It was an enjoyable, quick read. So I'm excited. I think that was also my first thriller I ever read, The Five Total Strangers. So it has a place in my heart. And when I saw this author at another book about people like being murdered in like a movie theater, I was like, that sounds good. And I feel like for those days when I'm in college and I'm just like so much homework and so much stress, like reading a quick, fast-paced like thriller, definitely. So that goes in the maybe. I think I put literally 3 books not in the maybe, and one I am reading, one is romance, and one because it's too big, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books in the yes already. Or the maybe, not yes. But what's a girl to do except use all my packing space and all the storage in this tiny dorm for books? But anyway, next one is The Summer of Broken Rules, and this is a no, but not because I'm not excited for it. It's because I'm so excited for it that I'm going to read it beforehand. Definitely. My family's going on a cruise this weekend, and literally packing this book. Definitely. It's like a fun, like, little summery romance. No, I said I don't like romance that much, but I feel like I'm getting more into romance now, and this just sounds really good. She goes to an island, they're playing a game of assassin, so there's like a little bit of a mystery aspect, but not like where anyone dies, it's just a game. But what wouldn't that be crazy if someone actually died? Then it wouldn't be a summery romance though. It would be a thriller. But that's a cool premise. And like a thriller, but also a romance on an island, summery vibes. Someone please write that book. Okay, maybe I'll write that book. No, I'm not going to steal this like author's idea and then add thriller into it. But yeah, so I'm putting that in my separate pile, my cruise packing list pile. Even though all these are going right back on the shelf, but I know I'm packing that one for the cruise. And then there's The Graceling, and I also got this from Barnes & Noble. Such a pretty cover. It is about a girl who has, like, graces, which is, like, talents, and her grace is, like, killing people. I feel like since this is a series, like, there's 3 books, like, maybe I wouldn't want to get into a series in college. But, like, what if I wanted to get into a series? But I wouldn't have the books with me, and then I'd have to force myself to buy more, and I should be saving my money. So that will go in the no. I feel sad making these cuts, even though there's so many. Like, I want to put that in the maybe, but no. Okay. I'm stopping myself. Then there are The Summer I Turned Pretty and It's Not Summer Without You. I have loved another summery romance. I know, I said I didn't like romance that much, but I do like romance. It needs to be a little more interesting than just, like, romance, you know? But I have watched this series on Amazon Prime Video, and I'm loving it. Can't wait for more episodes in the second season to come out, and I was going to take these both on the cruise as well. So now I have 3 little summary books to take on the cruise. Oh my gosh, I was going to take another book on the cruise too. I'm probably not going to get to all these, but these will be like the ones that I'll probably definitely read before I go to college, and then if not, I'll just like, or if I'm in the middle one, I'll just put it in the pile. Then there's the other one I was going to take on the cruise, which is this one I literally have to read on it because it is a thriller set on a cruise, and it's a young adult, and like, I need that. And my sister also checked it out from the library because when I first bought this book, they didn't have it at the library. But then they got it at the library. So now we can both read it together and have like a little sister buddy read while we're on a cruise. Although she doesn't read as much as me, so I'll probably be reading a lot more. But like, these are all going to be fun, fast, summery like reads for when we go on the cruise. Am I going to finish 6 books on a cruise? Most likely not. are we doing like a 10-hour drive down? I don't know if it's 10 hours, maybe like 8 hours down to Virginia, and maybe I'll be reading summary books on there to get me excited for the cruise. Probably. But this one is definitely going to be my while I'm on the cruise one. And maybe I'm going to be freaked out and creeped out, but that's part of the fun of it. Just don't make it hard, but I like to be a little bit like, ooh, what's happening? Ooh. But I don't like to be scared. But I feel like this is perfect. Like, I can't not do that. Okay. And then there's A Torch Against the Night, which is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes. Have I read The Ember in the Ashes? No. Do I own The Ember in the Ashes? No. Do I own the sequel for some reason? Yes. Am I going to bring it? No. Because it's a sequel and I haven't read the first one. I don't even own it. Why do I have the sequel, might you ask? Well, it was $3 at the Friends of the Library book sale. They have another one August 19th, and I'm going to be buying more books there then. So it's kind of like a little bookstore connected to the library, and they have out some selection on certain days for like an hour or two. And when it wasn't the official like one, I got these Violent Delights. But in the official one, they have like so many books out. They have like people donate a lot so they can raise money for the library. So I'm like helping a good cause and getting more books. So, and this is in perfect condition. Like, look at it. Like, I feel like maybe someone read The Ember of the Ashes and they bought the whole series or something, and then they didn't want the second one anymore. Like, the only thing there's like little dirt smudges, but obviously I'm not going to bring it if I don't even have the first book. And then we have another hardcover, which is The Gilded Cage, which comes after The Prison Healer, and I enjoyed The Prison Healer. I think I gave it 4 stars. But again, this is a heavy book. I don't really remember, I remember some of The Prison Healer, but I don't think I'd bring this to college because I'm going to limit myself on hardcovers I can bring. And even though this is beautiful, since I don't remember a lot of what happened in the first book right now, I feel like I'll read that some other time. And of course, these aren't the only ones I can bring forever. These are like what I can bring before I come back on break and then maybe grab a few and trade some out, you know? Alright, and now we're done this one. You can see that shelf had a lot of books that I haven't read yet. And now down here. This is a book I got at the dollar store. I know. I like to buy books on sale, and you're like, what, the dollar store has books? Yes, they do have books. And this, I don't remember much about it because I got it a while ago, and then I never got around to reading it, but it's like, it looks like a pretty book, but I read another book I got, like a thriller I got from the library, and I didn't like it at all, so now it scared me. But oh my gosh, wait, even the inside has something? I think it's about some, like, fantasy disease, which I think that's also another reason why I haven't gotten to reading it yet. Oh my god. Wait, look at that. It's such a pretty book, and I hope it's good. I think my library has this book, so maybe it is good. But since it is from the dollar store, and I don't know if I trust the dollar store. Like, used bookstores, it's like everyone has different tastes. Like, they could have donated it. It couldn't have been for them. Maybe they were unhauling books. Well, like, dollar stores, you're like, why is there a book in the dollar store? Why is there a book in the dollar store in the first place? So, I'm not going to bring that for now. Yeah. But, I probably will read it sometime. Then I have Gallant by V.E. Schwab, and I loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and my friend and I also bought this at the same time because it was on the buy one get one half off Barnes & Noble table, so we bought them together and then split the price. So, and this sounds good. It's like a fantasy gothic manor, like, I don't know much else, but it has these pretty pictures in the middle. Wait, let me see if I can, like, different things, like little, like, I don't know what that's a picture of, but, like, you can see, like, that, and, like, different things like that. There's just some, like, look at that. It's so cool. It's so interesting. And it's not the size of a normal book. Like, here's, like, a normal book. And you can see that it's, like, more square and, like, shorter, which is so interesting. And it doesn't fit well on my bookshelf. But I love it, even though the size is like that. And maybe I can do a buddy read with my friends sometime, or we can read it around the same time and discuss. Even though I'm going to be away at college, I will be calling her so much. That is a promise. I know you're watching this. Alright, and then the next book I also got from the, say it with me, Friends of the Library bookstore. Yes, I got this for $1, I think. Does it say it? No, it doesn't say it inside. But this seems kind of scary, honestly. Like, not scary, but like so interesting. It's like a dystopian world where basically everyone under a certain age and everyone over a certain age were safe, but everyone else like died for some reason. So now all the old people are like in charge. It's such an interesting concept. And people, they want to feel young again, so these people can basically like get paid to like rent their bodies out for a day, where like the old people basically put their consciousness in the younger people's body, and they can't do like certain things obviously, but they can just experience life and like go skiing, do all those things. So this girl is like desperate for money and she signs up for that, but apparently it's darker than she thought, and I don't know, it sounds kind of scary, but I don't know if I want to bring that to college. But sounds interesting. So, no for now. No to bring to college, but not no to reading, obviously. If it was no to reading, I would donate it. And then we have Dark Triumph, which is the sequel to Grave Mercy. And honestly, right after I read Grave Mercy, I rated it 4 stars, but then after that, I was like, no, it's kind of a 3-star. So, I probably shouldn't have brought the sequel, or asked for the sequel, but I'll read it. And I'll see if it's good, but not at college, so, yeah. And then there's 4, which is a spin-off to Divergent. Well, not like a spin-off. It's told by 4 from Divergent. And although I like the Divergent series, I'm not going to bring this yet, because it's a hardback, and also it's kind of thinner than other books, so I'll just put it there. No real reason. We are approaching the end. Is that the end? Wait, I think I have other books. I have The Lie Tree, which honestly, I've had this book forever, and I was thinking about donating it, but then I read the back, and I was like, actually, this sounds interesting, but not interesting enough to bring to college. Okay, so my battery's running out, so I have to have it plugged in, and my cord does not reach all the way over to my normal filming location. So a little behind the scenes, I place the phone on there, and then my bookshelf is right there, and that's where I film. And now you can see all my books on the floor. But I only have a couple more to go, and I wanted to get this out of the way, so yeah. So then the next book I'm also not bringing because it is called The Death Cure, and it is one of the books in the Maze Runner, which I've been wanting to read for a little while. But I also found this for like $1 at the Friends of Library book sale. What can I say? I like my books on sale. So I'm not bringing this because I don't even know what book in the series it is, and I haven't even read Maze Runner, and I don't even own Maze Runner. And then I'm not bringing this as well. My uncle gave it to me. It's called The Bell Jar. I think it's like a classic book about a woman with depression. I honestly don't know much about it, but I don't really feel like reading that, especially since it sounds like a book that you'd have to read for like English class. It's probably good, but like I don't want to read that while I'm at college already doing hard work. So I also left on like the ribbon that he put around it, so it's pretty. I like having that on there. And then finally, there's The Knowing, which is the sequel to a book that I read called The Forgetting, and that was really good. I read it in middle school, and I haven't gotten around to reading this, and I'll read it someday, but today is not that day, and the rest of college is not that day. So honestly, this arm is getting so tired. I'm so bad at this. Okay, so these are all the books right here in this stack that I want to bring to college. Let me count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's a pretty good number. And then if I don't get to one of the summer ones, 10. I think that's a good number. Even though there's a lot of books here, I read a lot. So I think all those maybes will keep on being maybes right now, but they'll pretty much, most of them will be yeses. And unless I read them beforehand, and unless my parents are like, no, you're not bringing that too many books. Because obviously I can always go to the library, not the school's library that's only full of like stuff that have to do with school, not like fun fictional books like I like to read. But there's gotta be a library around the school that I'm going to, even though it's not in like a big city or anything, which thank goodness, I wouldn't want to go to a school in a big city. It's like a little town, not like too small, but it's like, I went there to check out the college and everything, and they have like some good restaurants, different things like that, different things to do, different stores. So there's got to be a library somewhere, and if not, maybe I'll have to transfer. Just kidding, but anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Oh, let me see how many books are actually in my physical TBR. So there's 9 here, 3 in that pile, and over there there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, including the one I'm reading right now. So altogether, that is 23, plus the 4 I'm going to read on the cruise. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 27 physical books, which 27's a lot, but it's honestly not too bad, especially because a lot of them I got this year. I think out of all of the ones I have, only 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4? No, 5. That one too. 5, yeah. I think only 5 of them I've had before this year. Although this year I did buy a bunch of books, a bunch more than normal years. But honestly, like, that's pretty good. And I just got rid of some books too. I unhauled them. But yeah, so thank you for watching this video. This is really tiring at my arm. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it and you like this chaos that is me and my videos, and you like just hearing about my books and reading, then make sure you subscribe and you like the video. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I forgot to do this in my last video, but if you've got to this point, maybe comment like one of those little like you know, the celebratory like not sparkles, you know what I mean, like the little like thing you blow into and you're like, ooh, like party, because I'm going to college and that's exciting. And if you want any videos on college, maybe, just maybe, I'll do that, but maybe not. It depends mostly on what I want, but if you guys want that, then comment that down below and maybe I'll be persuaded by to do that. My best friend really wants me to do a Twilight reading vlog, so maybe I'll borrow Twilight from the library sometime or something. But who knows, because I only have like a month until college, and there's so much to do, and for one of those weeks I'm going on a cruise. So, yeah, anyway, I already said have a good day, but have a great day.